Round 7 of the Tasmanian Rugby Union, coming to you from the sunny, grassy grounds at Eady Street in Glenorchy, where we've got this match today between the Stags and the boys from the Launceston Tigers who've made the trip down. Their reserve grade team are playing out at Eastern Suburbs, and the Cavalry will be here soon to bolster their numbers. But as you can see, teams are up on the screen for the Stags. Pretty good team. They had a very resounding win last week against Quins out here, and they've got a very similar team. A few changes, but not too many. Good to see most of the bench there, ending in the name Hart, and Launceston with a larger squad here, but those guys aren't at the ground as yet. All off, finishing off their reserve grade match, but will be here soon. Middle of the field, you can see Michael Lovell and Callum Lyle, captain from Launceston, having a discussion with Phil Rogers, the referee, having the toss.
Okay, Launceston kicking, going that way.
And there you heard the results of the toss too, right out of the mouth of the referee. Fingers crossed that the wind and rain don't interfere too much in our sport for today. The sun's going to come out occasionally and create havoc with our screen. But we'll be doing our best to bring you some entertaining rugby here from Eady Street. And we can see here Launceston with the kick coming from the hands of John Dunbar, who's playing in the fly half position today, as we've seen a lot with Launceston. Kick goes high and deep and taken back there by Harrison Thomas. He's opposing fly half and he kicks it out on the full. I don't know, was he behind the 22? Must have been, must have taken that behind the 22. Can't quite see where I'm standing. Launceston now with the line-out throw in their own half. It's a good throw, comes down to Peters, off to Dunbar, pushes it out wide here, and they're going wide. Louis with it, makes some solid contact, but well stopped there by Papera and his inside partner there in Ty Hart. But Launceston get out wide, and nice solid contact there on Elijah Agayava, but he manages to stay in field, and Launceston will run another phase. Great support play by the Tigers, getting over that ball quickly, causing a contest at the ruck. Another big wide pass. And Launceston maintaining possession at the ruck, getting scrappy though. And Glenorchy coming over, can't quite pilfer that one, and the ball comes wide. It's a wide flat ball and comes out. Papera goes high on the tackle, and now Launceston with some space. They get the kick there. Oh dear. Kysell at the back can't get there. And the ball ends up grubbered out over the back there by, I think that's Vincent Bell with the grubber. Had Agayava outside him, but the kick goes all the way dead, and Launceston with the 22 drop out. That's Leroy Hart with the ball in his hands, playing out on the wing today. And he goes a little one, but I don't know how organised and ready his teammates were. They didn't look like they were quite onto that and didn't chase it hard enough, and now Launceston have got the ball in a very nice attacking position. Oh my gosh! Anderson goes through! Looks for the pop, but there's no one there, and now the ball comes over, and it's kicked out there by Glenorchy. So well picked up by Aaron Lovell. Horrible bounce at the back there for Brown, but he steps Lovell, gets past, and we see another kick going through. This time, Searle takes it, puts it in the back, over the back, and hits the ground and bounces out over the head of Elijah Guyava, and Glenorchy get themselves out of trouble. And we'll have a line out to Launceston now in a defensive position, about 15 metres from the halfway. Another good take by Lyle, but that's not straight, no. Not straight. And we'll now see Brady Bluranta with the throw in. Goes a nice quick one there to Nili Naufahu, and he drives forward and makes a good 6 or 7 metres, putting his team on the front foot. Smith now pushes it out to Lovell. Michael Lovell playing at number 7 today. Harrison Thomas at fly half with the ball in his hands now, just running across field on the wrap, and pops it in there and finds Papera. Nice solid run from him. Just lucky there was not a lot on in that movement. Thomas just probably running a little bit too much across field there to provide any threat. Now the ball comes to Lovell, who goes around and looks for the pop. He's got his brother off his left-hand shoulder, gets around the outside, can't find his winger on the inside. It was a nice move. It was Bailey King Campbell just stepping off his left to go back inside there, but ran into some traffic and wasn't able to get his hands on that ball. Now Launceston with the turnover will look to exit this big defensive end. Ball goes really deep to Dunbar. Puts it on his boot, and that's going to land in my arms. Just hits the ground and makes it over the halfway. So nice kick from Dunbar. Just Launceston's side of halfway. So scrappy game so far, not surprised. It's very blustery conditions out there. Bluranta with the throw again. Last time he went to the front and just gave it to Naufahu. And the throw's not great. And I think knocked on first by Glenorchy into the hands of Launceston. Michael Lovell saying, no, I didn't touch that, sir. And he may not have. And we'll have our first scrum of the day. Ball in the hands of Launceston. They've had the majority of possession so far. 5 minutes down. Glenorchy only real opportune moments with the ball in hand from a couple of turnovers. And TJ Peters with the put in. Great view of the scrum there. Nice camera work. And the ball goes wide. Goes behind Dunbar though and puts him on the back foot. But the defence is not up very quickly. So they've got loads of space out here, Launceston now. Oh, high shot there. Coming in from Papera on Brown. Looks okay though. Nice solid contact. Brown taking his time to get up though. I thought that one looked quite high near the neck. Nice run out there. I think the ball dropped though in contact. Aaron Lovell giving Peters a bit of a tap on the head there as he gets up. And Glenorchy will have the scrum this time. Just some direction happening out the back. A lot of wind out here today, so effects mic is just making a bit of noise. We may have to remove that, and you'll only get to hear the dulcet tones of me for the afternoon. If I can stay out of the wind as much as possible too. Smith pops that ball out, gives it away to Hart with a nice little step off the right. He's got numbers there. Papera, nice tackle in the end from Peters. And Papera leaves that ball in a weird spot there in front of him and doesn't give Smith much of an opportunity to get it, but he does a great job there. Pick that ball up. King Campbell just competing at that ruck there for Glenorchy, not quite watching the ball and kicked it forward, but fortunately for Glenorchy, they've managed to get the numbers there at the end and get that ball back. So really good attacking opportunity now. First one for Glenorchy, but ball stolen in there. Great work. Mackenzie Cooper, I think, there in the number 7. The blue headgear with a really nice steal. So Glenorchy, first opportunity. There'll be a kick here from Dunbar that'll be aimed at our tent again, I imagine. Look out, here it comes, just over the tent. And clearing kick there. We'll see another line out, only about 5 metres in front of our camera. Plenty of close action up this side for the cameraman so far. See that just light rain really blowing in straight into our faces. So see that the players on the field, the ball's going to be blowing towards the camera. Ball comes out now, and again, just a cross field, but looking good. Louis straightening up a little bit out there, but puts the ball behind, and the knock-on comes into, I think, Lombard out on that side of the field in the number 11. So just messy play out there. A little bit of apprehension. I'm not sure. Launceston had lots of space out there. Just these long passes, the cut pass from Louis, not going out in front. Giving Glenorchy another opportunity here with a scrum in their attacking side. Placed, set up very deep, the Glenorchy backs. Thomas is right behind that scrum, looking to go blind. Hart in at number 12, and the ball's been turned over, and Launceston have won it. And Dunbar with a bit of a hack downfield. Searle gets back nicely. Ball bounces into his chest, and a mongrel kick along the ground. Well taken. Nice work out there by Isaac Anderson to take that ball juggling and to pop it off to his left on someone running onto the ball. And now Launceston right on the halfway. Lyle runs forward, makes the gain line, makes a metre. Ball comes wide again now. Out to Scarf in the number 12, I think. Loops around, and now Louis with a bit of space. But again, just running across field. Ducks back inside Pepera. Lovell won't have any of that, though, and makes some solid contact, taking Louis to ground. And Launceston swinging left. All of the players out there, the whole forward pack pretty much in the midfield in front of Dunbar, so he had no one to pass to. And now there's a penalty advantage. Peters with a tiny little chip kick. Can't regather it himself. Regathered by Thomas. But the penalty against Glenorchy. Back on the halfway. And Dunbar's going to have another boot. So notice he'll kick to this side of the field because the wind's blowing this way. Gets it out nicely and puts his team inside Glenorchy's 22. Dangerous opportunity here. Glenorchy need to defend well. Just waiting to retrieve the ball. So big setup, big wide setup. Launceston, they've pushed a number of forwards way across the field. Dunbar shovels it out, goes really wide to Louis, who has to stop to catch it, and he goes through. Great work by Ben Louis. Now very close to the line, only a few metres out. Peters is there, gives it to Cooper. Decides to straighten up instead of use the man outside him, Callum Lyle. And now very close to the line, the pick and drive by Lyle, rejected by Michael Lovell, who gets his hands on that ball and then falls over. So just unfortunate there for Lovell. Put his hands on that ball and wasn't supporting his own weight, and so fell over the ball. And that will give Launceston another opportunity in attack with a set piece play, and they opt for the scrum. So scrums have all been pretty solid so far. Rain's just falling fairly steadily. It's pretty light rain really, but going to make it slippery. And the scrum eventuates. Ball goes in by Peters. Gets to the back really quickly. Taken there by Robbie Peters. Pushes it out really wide. Finds the hands of his winger in Kyle Lombard. And he goes through and puts on the first points of the day for his team. Nice work there by Lombard, getting around the outside. Just see, had a lot of space. Leroy Hart out there on his own. It was great work by Peters to get around there and draw the tackle of Hart. And no inside support there from the defence on the Glenorchy scrum. In a situation like that, as that ball came back, Smith from Glenorchy may have been better going around behind his scrum. I think instead he had to chase and wasn't able to get there and put the defensive pressure on, which gave Peters a nice easy pass in drawing Leroy Hart's defence. Lombard in the end scores one of the easiest ones he'll get. Kick now to come from Dunbar. taking his time. Got the wind probably blowing across him more than anything. Not really helping his kick, but it's a nice low one. And beautiful, straight over the dot. So nice kick there to Dunbar. And the Tigers go up 7-0 after pushing close to 15 minutes. Glenorchy with very few opportunities. Can be hard to see when the sun shows through the clouds. It's just making it havoc on the camera because the rain is blowing right into this camera and makes it very hard. The kick there from Lovell goes straight up and blows backwards. Not sure why Harrison Thomas felt the need to just throw that ball away. Strange option. Doesn't really help anybody. And we'll have a scrum on the halfway to Launceston. All right, just taking their time here. Scrum sets. And Launceston been very convincing with their scrum wins. Again, Peters off the back to Peters. Goes really wide and deep to Dunbar. Looks to kick, but then steps off his right foot and gets inside Harrison Thomas. Got Peters inside him, but can't take that ball. And it's a penalty here. Penalty here against Launceston. I'm not sure what for there. Bit confused. Players equally confused, but Thomas decides I'm just going to kick it before anything happens and makes a nice 30-odd metres with that kick and puts his team into Launceston's end. And resetting the line out here up on this top side of the field. Blue-rounder with the throw. Haven't been great in the line out as yet, Glenorchy. They decide to go to the back. Lovell gets lifted and just manages to get it down. Ball was straight, that's the key. Pass from Smith, though, is hard for Thomas. And in the end, Howie Highland has to mop that one up and take the ball into contact and then loses it at the ground. Picked up by Peters. And now Launceston have got some space out on the left. Defence is good, though. Keeps them from passing that gain line. And they'll come back a really flat attacking line here from Launceston. No one really putting their hand up for that one other than Peters. Not a lot of support behind him there. Ball comes again now to Lyle. Straightens up. And Launceston, good work at the breakdown by the Tigers. Cooper out to Scarf. And good solid defence by the men in black. Just holding up Launceston at the gain line again. Nice run there from Launceston this time. Still only just made their half. Dunbar now pushes it out. Ball comes back inside to him from Joe Brady. And he's just tackled there by Ty Hart. And Joe Brady's taking his time to get up there. He's looking a bit dazed. Not sure what happened. Harrison Thomas holding Isaac Anderson up there. Anderson just having a bit of a swim forward. But manages to get it to ground. And now Launceston go really wide again. Worked for them before. Peters, though, nowhere to go. Good defence. Stagg's defence was great there. No one really committed and just forced Launceston back into the middle of the field. Cooper now with a solid run. And he pushes it back. So Launceston forwards in the middle there, just taking their time to get up. Evenly matched out here. Dunbar gets it. Just taken around the legs. Nearly topples over onto his head, but manages to fall safely. And now the try scorer, Lombard, comes back inside. And again, gets not a lot of ground. Launceston's work at the breakdown's been really good, but their structures are pretty hectic. Dunbar now decides to go wide, and he should have. He had numbers way outside him that time. Instead, he chose to go back inside, and there's a lot of mess. Now Louis will clean up. Again, though, Launceston just with a second rower, and their hooker way outside in the way of the winger. It's a nice little grubber through from Scarf. Well taken in the end by Searle. And Glenorchy with a messy opportunity to kick it out of here, and it gets into the hands of Ty Hart. And he does a great job there to kick that ball into our tent. And interesting decision as to where that ball went out by the assistant referee. But it'll be a Launceston throw-in. And a good attacking position here. So ball comes down. Launceston players out in the middle of the field. They're not even ready. Just some of them not even watching the ball, trying to get out into position, and then the line-out's already happened. Communication's been not exceptional amongst the Launceston backs. Dunbar with a nice little kick through, but he finds Searle, who manages to pick that up. But we'll come back for a penalty. Didn't quite catch that. We may see it on a replay. You can track back and find out what happened yourself. Replay's no good for that one. So another penalty. Haven't been too bad, but Glenorchy, a lot of defence happening on their part, and just finding it hard to do so within the bounds of the laws. And now they're in a very tight situation here. Launceston set piece is very good, and I'll expect Launceston here to take this line-out ball quite easily. Glenorchy all offside out in the backs. They need to be on their line, and definitely not doing that. So referee Rogers just points that out to them. Glenorchy have only put about 5 in that line out against 7, and Launceston decide to go to the maul. So that's going to make it tricky for Glenorchy. We don't see this a lot in Tasmanian rugby. The line out going to a maul and going for a try. Brady, I think that is, with his hands on the ball, and gets stopped a couple of metres shy of the line. Now Launceston struggling, very close though. Another pick and drive there. This time Anderson, he's close to the line. Good defence so far from Glenorchy on the line. But they've got their 9 and 10 in there doing the majority of that defence off the edge of the ruck. And they really need some of their bigger guys to step up. Good job there to hold it up. But Launceston got that ball back again. And they'll have another go. They go back the other way this time. Really solid defence in there from Josh Smith. Glenorchy halfback. But in the end, his defence alone's not good enough. And Isaac Anderson, by the look of it, scores Launceston's second try of the day through very persistent grinding away in the fringes of the ruck. It's a tough day at the office so far for Glenorchy. Spent probably 18 of this 21 minutes in defence. It's going to be wearing them down. Launceston go ahead 12-0 with the kick to come. Pretty easy kick in this situation. Interesting. Dunbar comes back a long way for the kick. He's easily got the distance we saw on the last one. Nice low strike of the ball. Wind will blow it left to right a little. It's probably blowing a little bit over his shoulder. Big struggle for Glenorchy is at the set piece. They lost a scrum on their own feed. The lineouts have been quite struggling as well. And it's going to be a difficult day at the office for them if they can't put their set pieces together. Conversion's good. And Launceston go ahead even further. So 14-0. The winds are quite blowing really strongly now. Our tent struggling to combat it. Lovell with the kick. He'll want to do better than last time. This wind is really actually against him kicking that way. So that's why he goes low. It's a good one. Hits the ground, picked up down there by Lombard, who has a bit of a run. Louis grabs it in two hands. We're coming back, though. And deemed to have been knocked on out there. Maybe a forward pass from... Was it the knock on in the attempt to catch out there by... I think Alan Scafidi in the multicoloured headgear for Launceston. So it'll be a Glenorchy scrum, another attacking opportunity for them. They'll need to win this one. Launceston's structures have been really, really good. And just managed to get it to the back, and it pops out, but Smith can't take it and knocks it on. So disappointment there. Great drive in the scrum from Launceston. Put that extra pressure on. Floranda was able to hook that ball back nicely to get it back, but couldn't quite get it past the second rowers as they were stepping back under the pressure from Launceston. And Launceston turn it over again. So Glenorchy really finding it difficult. Can't put these set pieces together. Got to win their own scrums and lineouts, and they're not able to do that today so far. And Peters loses the ball. TJ Peters goes through, though, and there's no tackle on him. And that gives Elijah Agayava the ball, but he's tackled over the line by Aaron Lovell. And for some strange reason, Bailey King-Campbell jumps on him after he's tackled over the line. Gives a good run down the sideline there. Agayava just didn't have the pace to get away, though. And Aaron Lovell was easily able to account for him. So now Glenorchy defensive line out. And they win this one. Good effort. They've got to be careful here because Launceston haven't bound, so there's no maul, which means they just need to get this ball out quickly. And Michael Lovell does eventually get that out and make some contact. Gives a breakdown. Harrison Thomas with the kick there. Finds touch nicely. And the lineup will come to Launceston. Assistant referee with his hand out the wrong way there. I don't believe that, unless that ball was touched. I don't think it was touched. Doing some patchwork on our tent. The wind is certainly causing some problems for us too. And the sun's shining at the moment, which is quite pleasant. Doesn't make for great camera viewing though either. Ball goes to the back to Lovell. Nice throw. He dishes it off to Thomas. To Hart. Pushes it out to Papera. Gets that big fend out on Louis and gets around but doesn't get away. And Glenorchy making a few metres this time now. Aaron Lovell. Nice run. Not a lot of support with him. Smith needs to make something of that, and he gets it out to Chris Russell, who's tackled solidly. And now Smith looking for some support. Again, number 18 there for Glenorchy. Kent Williams playing in the front row. Smith again, picks it up and decides to have a run, but there's no gap there. Needs to get some support, and he does. Nice work by the Stags. So good continuity here from the Stags. Lovell just running across field, though, into some solid defence. And we're going to come back. So I think coming back for a high tackle on Smith quite some few phases before. And he ran into a very solid wall of Tigers. And the Stags with the ball. Going to kick to the line. Thomas has kicked well so far today. He's had a few opportunities and he'll be looking to put this over the head. Goes nowhere near it though, unfortunately. And Brown now has the ball inside his 22. Just slips through the tackle of King Campbell, but goes to ground. And now Launceston spinning work there from Anderson in the middle of the field. And Launceston push it wide again. It's been certainly their design so far today. The Tigers appear to be wanting to run the ball wide. King Campbell comes back and uses Searle on his inside. He goes with a little toe over, but another poor kick from the Stags. And the ball will come all the way back to the place from where Kai Searle kicked that one. And a Tigers throw in. Basic errors from the Stags. A couple of poor kicks, making it really hard. And that's what happens when you're under pressure. They're only 2 tries down, but they've just been defending, so you get tired. But we have a line out, not straight. Glenorchy here with the short arm free kick. Opt for the line out. Loranda wants to go quickly, and he gives it to Naufahu, who's ready for that, but he gets driven back. Manages to turn that around and make a couple of metres, but still behind the gain line. And Glenorchy now going forward a little. Just making half a metre on that that phase. Thomas dishes it off to Aaron Lovell, who cops a pretty high shot there. Turned around and had a look. I think we've got the referee's arm out there. There's potentially a yellow card in that shoulder contact to the head, and Lovell won't be happy about that. But we're going to come back. Very solid shoulder to the chin of Aaron Lovell, and referee's going to his pocket. Needs to check the number, but bit of discussion out here. I wouldn't be surprised if the discussion is there's a lot of people trying to tell me how to do my job. And we can't pick that referee's mic up. I think the wind is causing some issues, but it's a long discussion. I'm not sure who made that tackle. I think it might have been Robbie Peters, but it was very high. One of those ones that if we had to watch that 30 times on the replay in Super Rugby, we probably would have seen potentially even a red card. Penalty comes. And Michael Lovell with the kick this time decides as captain that he's going to take control of the kicking duties this time. And Glenorchy will have a line out in an attacking position, about a little under 30 metres out. Haven't really had the opportunity to run the ball. And taken down there in a nice line out throw. King Campbell gets it and puts it behind Thomas. Goes wide off the left hand to Ty Hart, who runs backwards a little bit and finds Searle, who's actually got some space out there. It was well done by Ty Hart. The ball gets dished around to Leroy Hart on the outside. He gets around right around the outside. He might score from here, and he does so. And the first opportunity for the Stags to run the ball nicely through their back line. And the ball ends up in the hands of Leroy Hart, who runs about 25 metres to score around a couple of tackles. The really good work that was done there was Ty Hart. He ran into a bit of traffic, and in the end, he had to just run backwards a little bit to get around the quick up defence on the outside. But as soon as he did, he had Kai Searle standing there in some space. He was very flat-footed, was Kai, but he's really quick off the mark and did a great job to run into space and draw the last defender and give Leroy Hart a really great opportunity, and he capitalised. So that'll be a booster for the Stags off a line-out win. back into it here. The wind is is really uh-oh. Our tent is collapsing around our computers. We're going to just you might lose a little bit of vision here for a little while we try to deal with the wind, but really struggling to manage what's going on. So I'll try and provide enough commentary for a little while whilst holding up the tent. Apologies for the bit of a loss here on the broadcast. Our cameraman has to hold up a tent before it collapses all around our gear that's providing the stream out to you at the moment. But we've got a Tigers scrum, and Peters goes to Dunbar. Finds Scarf, and Louis running sideways. They've done a good job on Ben Louis. He's a damaging player, and Papere has really railroaded him out there and pushed him sideways. And the ball comes across again, this time out the back. But Launceston just maintaining possession. They've done this really well this half. They've just kept possession, but yet not really put any huge threats on the defence of Glenorchy. Kai Searle with a really nice take there, and then gets past the first two tacklers, finally taken around the ankles by TJ Peters. And Glenorchy are there in numbers, but finding it hard to get that ball out. Josh Smith finally gets it, looks for a dart around the side, puts it back, and then loses it. Launceston get the ball back. And now, Cooper cops a pretty high one out there from Papera. And Launceston now come wide. Dunbar looking for our guy Ava on his outside, but he drifted back inside. Dunbar then pops it out. Louis finds it. He also finds Michael Lovell in his back. And now Aaron Lovell's there and stolen that ball beautifully off Launceston. So the Lovell brothers there teaming up together to turn that over. But I think we're coming back. There's possibly a high tackle in there. The what's the time? I'm just wondering how close to half time it is. Yeah, we're just trying to go into damage control here whilst working out what we're going to do. The wind's causing quite a lot of difficulty. What we might do is give one more minute and see what happens in this phase of play, and we may have to cut our stream short and hopefully maybe come back for the second half if this wind dies down and if we can sort out something. But yeah, pretty hard to protect ourselves out here, and if we've got no tent and it's in the rain, we're going to end up unable to continue with the stream. So we'll just give it 1 minute and see what happens off this line out, and then we may have to kill the stream for a little while until we can come up with an alternative. So just a quick throw from Launceston here, goes to the back. Nicely taken. Lyle not tackled by Glenorchy, and then ends up turning around and going over and scoring. So on that note, we may have to stop the stream. With any luck, we'll get back for the second half, but no guarantees at this stage. We apologise. The weather here is just too difficult. Oh, they haven't awarded the try yet. Just a quick discussion with the assistant referee. No, so no try. And ball's deemed to be held up. But yeah, we can't carry on any longer at the moment, so hopefully we'll be back next half.